Eagles Web back up in here. I got my gills to the core out there. Yeah, I show a little bit of my face here and there, but I'm gonna have to start a whole new platform because I got a different computer. But this one here, I'm just still using this one until I can find out something, because I did so much work on I did so much work trying to get, the Eagles Web, platform going, and it's still just beginning. We still haven't got to the point where we want to be at. But we have all our different sections and stuff. I don't want to lose that with a new computer, so I got to take it in and find out what I got to find out what we can do to make it similar, or we have to get our stuff back up on the. Yeah, we got to have our pages, man. If we can't have our pages, I don't know. I just might have to just suffer through using this thing. But I can't afford to even take it in, though. I mean, far as like getting it looked at or worked on or enhanced or whatever like that. And yes, I got somebody that know how to get it done with that quick, the extra quick. And yeah, so I see my boy out there, Gil. Gil, salute to Gil. Gil say salute Eagles Web. He said R.I.P. Kobe Bryant. He said Gigi and the rest of the passengers involved in that fatal crash that happened earlier on the 26th. Yep. So much respect. We always give out our condolences to the reals. The real ones we're going to give our condolences out to. Well, even if they're not real, even if they're phony, but I mean, you still show homage to them. Maybe not in the same exact way, but in your own, in a way, your own way or whatever like that. Yeah. I guess nobody wants to hear the chat. I don't know who's out there. You still there, Gil? But anyway, yeah, you see the title, man, and I had to bring this one up. Lot to talk about. I don't know how much we'll cover. I don't know how much we'll get to, but Eagles Web always got a bunch. I had to go and reassess the two bigger fights from yesterday, or actually from the 25th. I'm saying yesterday, but yeah, from the 25th, I had to go back and reassess those. And see, this damn thing is acting up already, man. So, but we had this subject before. We talked about it. We talked about the trainers and stuff like that. Just hold on a second. I just want to see something. I think the note. Hey, let me know if you ain't here, Gil, if you got the notification, because I think it just went out. I think that's what I just heard. But let me go check. All right. So I went and checked. Yeah, it was out. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, you say your brother live out there in out there in L.A. Yeah. Yeah. Gonna call. Yeah. Gonna call and see L.A. how they vibing out after the tragedy. Yeah. They. I know they got a lot of vigils and stuff like that. I know they putting out candles and all that. That's from what I've seen. The little bit I have seen, because I haven't been. If you guys, if you kept up with my, I see you down there B&B Boxing. Salute to you. So if you've been keeping up with Eagles Web, if you've been watching, I left you guys a message, and I told you what more or less what we was gonna talk about today. But there's other things that we're gonna talk about. I mean, that was just some of it. Um, we'll try to cover. We'll try to cover that. I'm not really gonna cover something outside of boxing right now. Everybody has their own way with that, and everybody has their own feelings with that. So they have to, they're gonna have to grieve or show respect in the way that they do it. And there's not one person on this whole earth that can, show a person or whatever, or maybe even grieve the same way that somebody else does. So, with that being said, we keep going like that. There, yeah. But I showed you. I said, like, look at me driving across the ocean, man. I'm like, wow. That particular bridge, man. I don't really like that bridge right there, cause you go way up in the air, man. I don't know how many feet you're up in the air. You're like, I don't know, maybe 200 feet up or something like that, or maybe more than that. You're way up in the air, and then all of a sudden you just start coming down, and all you see is, ocean, but you're starting to come down, and then you kind of level off. And I think at that point, maybe 10 to 20 feet off the top of the ocean like that. Yeah, I don't like bridges like that, man. I ain't no bridge person, man. Especially where I'm at now, man. But I got to travel sometimes, man. I had to go out to one of the installations and stuff. It was way out, so. But I got back last night. Man, I was tired. Yeah, Gail said I got the notification as soon as I went live. Okay. Then B&B up in here. Yeah. Got y'all. Oh, wow. Look at Gil, you own him too? Don't worry. You already know, Gil. You already know. We can just calm down. We could just ease into this. But you already know with Eagles Web. You already know. Gil. He said, let's talk boxing. And Danny is trash. That's why I don't like to bring up all this like people talking about this weight bullying stuff. And there's a couple of subjects, I'm gonna try to at least cover at least two, a couple of these, today. But, fast as I talk, I should be able to get it done. But people talk about this weight stuff. Remember I told you in Eagles Web all that weight stuff, it doesn't go with me, man. So stop talking about the weight and all that. So 2 of those fights, matter of fact, I don't know if all 3 of those fights was at some kind of, that the people involved with the fight were outmatched far as weight is concerned. Okay, we'll just stick on those. We'll stick on those 2. We'll stick with the Hurd, and we'll stick with the Garcia fight. So they're both are something that you can more or less label as weight bullying fights. Right? Danny was bigger than the guy he was fighting. And Hurd was way bigger than the guy he was fighting. I don't know. I'm going to say 20 pounds on Hurd. Maybe 20. What y'all think? I'm going to say 20 pounds for Hurd. I'm going to say maybe 15 for Danny. Something like that. And neither one of them stopped the fighters. You know what I mean? There should have been some kind of stoppage. But I know Gil he wanted to roast Danny. Didn't I fire Danny up last time? Okay. He shouldn't want, and Danny shouldn't be asking for Earl as much, or Pacquiao. His footwork is just not, his footwork is not that good. And that new movement that his father has him doing, and plus that's putting him off balance and stuff. And Manny will run through him like that, and Earl is gonna hurt him bad. Because this guy here, You know what I mean? Yellow Jacket Head. Yellow Jacket Head was putting hands on that stomach from the first round. He was touching him. A lot of people think he was like, he was fighting a little bit too complacent. He was worried about Danny's power. Maybe he was worried about that, or he just wasn't comfortable with his game plan. But I say if he just get into that body of Danny's and get back, because it wasn't a blowout. It wasn't a 120 fight. I mean, two of the judges had it like me. I could have actually gave a Yellow Jacket Head. I might have been able to give him one more round, so that would have made it like a 5-point. It's unanimous, you know. So, but he didn't win. Danny clearly did not win every round, and you can make a case to give the guy Yellow Jacket Head. You could have given him 10, 11, and 12 in one. That's what I had. I had 1, I had 10 for sure, and I had 11 for sure. 12, not 100% on it, but 12 could have went that way also. Okay, B&B say Danny looked good, but he said he just don't do nothing great. I can't go with that. I can't say that he looked good. Okay, because remember I told you, or you guys go back in my chat, what did I tell him, Gil? What did I tell him, Gil? Did I say that if Danny don't look good enough, if something happened, don't get clipped, let nothing happen to you. See, and I was gonna slowly fry him, but now y'all gonna get me started by saying that he looked good. You're gonna get me started because it's like I said this before. I said don't get clipped, don't look bad or nothing, or don't let nothing happen to you, because I'm gonna roast you. And you mess around and you got that little Tyson bite to the neck, which was a little line. He had a bigger mark on his chest from getting hit than that little slit that he had. I see you down there. We meet TV till this day. We are kings. He said, "Salute the EagleswebbBoxing" in the chat. So I'm like, you know what? You was getting touched up. You wasn't clean when you came out to fight. You wasn't looking pretty like you wanted. Your mouth was busted up a little bit, So your lips and stuff was bleeding, and you had some marks on you. And that guy, if you guys noticed, that fight was not fought up against the ropes either. A lot of people might have thought that Danny was getting him against the ropes. No. If you look at that guy's back, he hardly had any lines on his back. And usually when you see a guy that's against the rope, he always got lines all over his back. And what happened, Danny started getting tired a few periods in that fight until where he just couldn't throw. He couldn't throw. And then that guy really hurt him. A lot of people didn't even see it. That guy hurt him in the 10th but didn't know what to do. See? Did you notice that B&B boxing? That he got hurt in the 10th? Danny was actually hurt. Bodies. Them body punches was getting to him. And you want to run into Spence? You think Spence ain't going to touch that body? Spence is going to touch that body. That's right, Gil Cozy. Danny has no power. Danny proved he's number 6 or 7, maybe. Even 8. God dang. I might not drop him down to 8. But he don't have the power like everybody's saying. All that, left hook action, left hook action. Where my left hook action that always be in here talking about left hook action? Let's see it. Y'all know your host in the first place. Y'all know me by now, man. We got to see this. And we didn't see it. You know what I mean? I didn't see it. I don't know who saw it, but I didn't see it. I did not see him with all the domination and stuff like that. And I did see him get hurt to the body. He might not have been majorly hurt, but he was hurt to the point where, okay, I better step back just a little bit. He said, Yellow Jacket Head is letting me have it a little bit. I better step back because he got caught. I mean, he caught the guy, but he couldn't really, he was hurt him a little bit, but everybody's, he should have pressed it. And no, he can't. He couldn't. Ugly fight. Not ugly, but a whole lot of bad footwork on both sides and tangling up of the feet and everything. Yeah. But I told him, I said, you can get clowned, man, by me. If you sit there and let anything happen, you sitting there getting munched on. I don't know what you had on your shoulder, man, or your neck, man. What they rubbing on you in between rounds or something with something. Pheromones or something, some female delicious estrogen type pheromones or something. You got guys biting you or tasting you and stuff in the ring, man. What kind of look is that, man? Yeah, you have what you get for saying how pretty you look up at the Barclays and stuff. Okay, now you got this. What? You 6-2 now? All right, now you're 62 at Barclay. Now you own Brooklyn now. You own New York now because you done won 6-2. And you went in there. You was the heavier fighter. Came in right exactly at 147. Talking about you had to lose 25 pounds. So I don't want to hear nobody talking about no weight bullying and stuff like that when guys is walking around at 175 and stuff like that. When you walking around at 175 and you fighting at 147. Sugar Ray Robinson had to walk around at 147. That was his walk around weight. And so when we talk about that, you talking about matching up the old with the new, there's no comparison. Because the old could walk around at their weight and still put hands on you and still challenge and ask for a heavyweight. I want a heavyweight. And you barely can take the weight that you fighting now. Getting all pieced up, man. Bad footwork, man. You was tripping and falling all over the place. I never seen nobody fall all over the place. And to me, that's not a good look if you falling. What you tripping for? You fighting somebody with yellow hair. You fighting somebody with yellow hair and you weigh 15 more pounds than him. And he shouldn't have laid the glove on you, man. You supposed to piece him up 1-2 rounds. That's it. I don't know if anybody think yellow hair would have went the distance with Spence put up a 1. If yellow hair would have went the distance with Spence. I just said Spence. I could have said Porter or somebody else. Or Bud. Yeah, Spence, Porter, or Bud. Which one? Surf Flame up in here, man. I see you out there, Surf Flame. Salute to Surf Flame up in Eagles Web Boxing. Yeah. B&B Boxing said Danny saw Sean doing that to Earl. So I think he's trying to use that move to get him ready for Earl. All right, go and get ready for Earl. But the difference between Sean and Danny is Sean could take a little bit more to the body. The only thing that really got exposed is Sean's chin. And that's when Earl caught him with that hook to the chin and made him kiss the back of his neck. But read out dope. Surf Flames, a salute Eagles Web Boxers, salute to the chat, and as always, jab that like button all y'all neck. He said, don't get neck in Eagles Web Boxing. Fire, baby. Put them hands up. That's right. We meet till this day. We are kings. His 6th toe got stepped on. Yeah, he complained about his 6th toe getting smashed out. Cut that damn thing off, man. Cut that shit off, man. We don't need but for 5. I don't know why you got the money. Get that shit removed, man. You know that shit was an accident. Accidentally got 6 toes up in there. I'm not gonna body shame nobody, but I mean still. If you know you gotta buy bigger shoes, then just get that shit cut off if it ain't gonna mess up it might help you balance out. Yeah, B&B Boxer say now Danny ain't got the tools, you know what he's going to do. Take that left hook away. He can't do much afterward. But you said it was good. You say good. You just got to saying it's good. Now you talking about take away. You got but one tool. You got to have more in the 2. Surf Flame said 2, 3, and 4, 5. All right. Well, I'm trying to find out in which order. In which order would the other fighters have taken this yellow hair out? So that's what I'm saying. So yellow hair would have got stopped, right? And y'all know Eaglesweb had to get his shot at it because everybody else had their shot and Danny looks good and powerful and all this. How you looking powerful and you ain't stopping nobody and you not putting nobody down? How's that powerful? How's that great? Oh, a great performance. A great performance. You don't get bit in the great performance. You handing somebody up. You know what I mean? They nicknaming the guy after you fight him. They naming him the handed up man or something. Oh, they go the handed up man. Why y'all call him the handed up man? Shit, he got handed up. But you didn't hand him up, and then you was huffing and puffing and running out of gas. You know, and you couldn't do what your father say do. All right, I mean, in the 10th, what you got? You mess around and got pieced up yourself. You got that body pieced up a little bit, and your father told me, "Oh, go, yeah, fuck him up for that," because after he tried to bite your neck, then your father told me, "Oh, fuck him up now." Yeah, fuck him up for that, and you didn't have that F him up in you. See, if your corner, and that was one of my subjects today also, is, and that's why we have the title that we have. Okay. Because what's happening is fighters are losing the confidence in their corners, if you guys haven't noticed that. So, but Danny listened to him, but he couldn't get it done, though. So does Danny have that F him up mentality, and does Danny have that F him up in him at all? To who? Okay, so let's put this, I'm going to put this out there. I don't know if y'all going to answer it or not, but I'm putting it out there. Does Danny have that I'm going to F you up in him? For the number, I'm going to say, okay, and then I want you to explain. If you do answer, I want you to explain. For Earl, does he have that I'm going to F you up in him? For Sean, does he have that I'm going to F you up in him? For Manny, does he have it? And for Ugas, does he have it? I'm going to F you up. So I'm going to stick with them. Oh, no, I got one more. And I'm going to go ahead and put a T-Bud in there, too. So we put T-Bud in there, too. Does he have that I'm going to F you up? Or is it one of those things where, okay, since you in the 6th lane, and it ain't nothing but 5 lanes, stay your ass in your 6th lane. Is it one of those? I'll let y'all know I'll let you know what I feel about those. I don't want to try to do all the matchups for all those fights, but I'm gonna tell you those boxers, Ugas and Crawford, you know, it's just a bad matchup. Ugas is probably the worst matchup. Ugas is the worst matchup. And I don't know what y'all thought is on that, but Ugas is the worst matchup. Earl is it's a good matchup. That Danny's thinking it's a good matchup. But all those little tricks, everybody's seen them. Now we see what he's going to try to use. What you're doing, which is dumb, is you're showing what I'm going to do in my next fight. That's what you're more or less showcasing. You're practicing. Same thing Hurd did. I'm practicing. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do in my next fight. But even in the Hurd fight, there was points in the Hurd fight. There was points in the Hurd fight where Hurd, even though the guy was smaller than Hurd, that he was still taking too many punches. That he didn't have to. He was taking punches when he should have been firing. You know what I mean? There was things that Hurd did. That Hurd, you should now right now Hurd, you could practice that. You know, trying to shell up and stuff like that. But no, there's points when you shell up, and then there's points where you don't shell up. So even though you're practicing shelling up, you should have been letting your hands go. You probably could have got knocked down earlier in the fight if you wouldn't have shelled up at certain points. But then you shelled up at certain fights. Yep. And for Bud, because Bud switches up, that'll be a bad matchup for the way that Danny's fighting now. And Danny, they're the same age, right? Is Bud 32 or is Bud 31? I forget now. But I know they're about the same. They're close to the same age, but I have to edge that out for the Biscuits. Even though he gets touched, I don't think the power is going to be there for Danny on Crawford because of his height and the way that he fights with that height. You know, and he got good eyes in the ring, so he'll be watching that. He'll be like, oh no, you don't. And he's gonna parry that hook. You know, he's gonna knock it out the way, parry it or whatever. Earl does the same thing. Earl knocks your shit down. Danny will try to throw that hook. It'll get parried or it'll get knocked down real hard, and he's gonna take like from Earl. The difference is when Danny tries to throw that hook or whatever, and he misses it right behind that counter on that parry. It's gonna be a right, like it's gonna be a hard right and then a left. You know what I mean? And then B&B said, "Nah, Daddy too Hollywood." Yep, yeah, trying to be I'm all pretty boy. I told you, damn it, Danny, don't try to be pretty boy without the money. Without the money, you don't have that much fanfare right now. People overseas don't know who you are. You know, you got a handful of people know you are. Most people on the East Coast know who you are, but people don't know you. People don't know you like that and don't care about you like that. Nobody's caring about you like that. Nobody would have paid for that fight. Nobody would have paid. I mean, you know what I mean? And you'll say just went and subscribe to Showtime or something like that, but nobody would have just paid for your fight on a pay-per-view on that fight. and you fighting yellow hair. Nobody's gonna buy that. So you ain't that much of a commodity when it comes to boxing. It's nothing like that. And then Gil Cozer said Danny's a good step up fight for Ennis. Wow. See, Gil don't have no respect for him because Gil calling him a step up fight. Yep. And I didn't even mention that. I didn't even mention Ennis at all. I never mentioned Jay Ennis. Didn't even say it. I stuck him with 4, right? I'm like, that's enough. Because that's why you 6. That's why you in that 6th lane. Ugas will smash all but Spence, I think. He beat Porter. Yeah, Sir Flame. That's a good point. Sir Flame got a good point. And we know that Porter beat Danny. And we're not talking triangle. We're just talking that, who beat who. Yeah. And then B&B back in there. He said Bud at 32. Oh, 3. Okay. Bud 30. So 1 year. So they're 1 year apart. So they're in the declining part of their prime right now. They should be. But everybody's not created the same. Because okay, I'll say it anyway. It's my damn chat. Because there is no such thing as age in the first place. Y'all already know there's no age. There is no age. There's no old timer age and stuff like that. What it is deterioration. That's all. That's what happens. You deteriorate, and one of the main reasons you deteriorate is because your environment and your consumption. I'll just leave it like that. And for those of you that want to know more, you know how to reach me. You know how to reach me. And don't worry, I'm gonna get to you, Gil. I just gotta do. I've been doing a lot of stuff lately, man. But I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna reach out to you, man. Don't worry about it. I got your information, and also the Chris. Well, I still need to get Chris. I need to talk to Chris, but yeah, Chris is not in here. But if y'all notice in that, what everybody, I think they were thinking that 6th round, something like that. They were thinking that, oh yeah, this is the round and all that, and no, they wasn't really watching close enough, because that 6th round wasn't nothing he can do. Wasn't nothing he can do. You wasn't getting nobody out. He wasn't getting nobody out. Because the thing about it, if you're gonna get somebody out, then you get them out. Because you make an opportunity. If I can get you out, and I know I can get you out, and a lot of times what the announcers will tell you is that opportunity didn't come up. And then the fighter can come up and say that same excuse. Oh, well, I didn't get that. I tried, but the opportunity didn't come out. No, you just, and that's, in that case, the only time that is really the case, if somebody just shells up on you. Then, of course, the opportunity is not going to present itself because they shelled up. Just like, i.e., Mikey Garcia versus Spence. Mikey got in the shrimp position, and it wasn't nothing Earl can do. Bang around the head. Earl could just bust him up and hurt him up, in which he did. Changed all them life decisions that we don't even know if Mikey's a fighter anymore. We know he's a mouth. I mean, that's one thing we know. We know he can talk. Yeah, we know you talk, Mikey. But let's say you get in there and do something. And then, believe it or not, but one of the persons that Danny was calling for, I didn't hear Bud at all at the end of the fight. I never heard Bud. But I heard, the most I heard is that Danny told everybody, not just when they did the post-fight, but he told everybody. So his main concentration, even with him doing that stupid move, is for him to fight Pacquiao. Not really Spence. He'll say Spence, but his main focus is on Manny. Then maybe Spence. And those are paydays. And then he's talking about running it back with Keith. So he'll take Manny and he'll take Spence for money. He'll take Keith because he don't have confidence in Keith. He think he'll beat Keith. Ain't no mention of Bud at all, and there's no mention of Porter at all. Why is that? Can somebody tell me why there's no mention of Porter and why there's no mention of Bud at all? Because remember, I reported the other week, and I paraphrased him, but those was his words, that not Spence, but Bud is not basically Bud is the B-side compared to him. Even though Bud has a strap and he don't. And they both come off of performances like that. And then Bud, Bud was going to clown him because Bud couldn't help it. Yeah, Bud said that the fight was boring. He said, what kind of fight is that? He said, your fight was boring. You're just not exciting and stuff. Trying to get underneath Danny's skin. But I really think that Danny that's just not a good matchup for Danny. And he just don't want that. So the 3 fighters that I did mention, along with my list, he wants no smoke with him, evidently. He wants either Bag or somebody he think he can beat this up there in the top 5 and 6 or top 5. He don't want Ugas. I never heard nothing. He don't want Sean Porter, and he don't want Bud. You see what I mean? So we can put all this stuff together. So who do you want? Who do you want? Danny Swift. Oh, Danny Swiffer. They got all these cleanup people. Everybody want to have the name Swift. And Swift, that's not all necessarily a good name sometimes, because Swift just mean your ass run. But Danny's always in the back. You see what I mean? Massive wealth movement. He said salute to Eagles Web. And I'm going to say salute back to you. Welcome to the chat. And hopefully everything will work out for you. Yeah. Yeah, so we have you in there. Okay. All right, so let me go on back to this then. That's my cautionary page. That's it. This is a caution because I'm not sure. So you guys already know that the cautionary page comes up just to make sure everybody awake. Everybody come in wake, So just to make sure that y'all stay awake though. And I'm not talking about on me. And you sleep if you want to. If my voice is that soothing, go ahead and take a sleep. Lay your ass down. But that freaking Danny did not want nothing with those 3 fighters. He's not saying nothing. And we need him to say something about those 3 fighters. Because we can already see through everything that these fighters are doing, we can see all of the ones that want to come in and grab bags. Man, and it would be nice if this thing was working properly, man. Because y'all know it, man. My new page, man. I love that page, man. I don't even know if y'all really got the real sense of the page, man. I just don't know if y'all really seen on my chicken. I don't know if y'all seen it, man. The way my chicken move out. Oh, my goodness, man. I don't know, man. It make me have tears in my eyes the way that chicken move out, man. But I look at the replay and I'm like, they not really getting it. Maybe you guys get it on the live, but on the replay you can't get how he takes his 10 steps. I'm like, he just takes off quick and he stop and then he break anybody on me and he take off again. That stuff is funny, right? That shit is funny. Dot in the house, man. He said, put that money. He got that money up there. He said, bag. He said, salute. He said, salute fam at EagleswebbBoxing. That's right. Hieroglyph time, baby. Y'all know I got to break down the hieroglyph, man. Eagles Web on that boxing. He said, you know what time it is. He said, appreciate that in all the forms, man, and hit that bell. And no doubt that thumbs up. And he said, we can hang out with the peaceful atmosphere. He said, but if not, that neck is coming. Then he got the lion up there. Y'all know what it is. And that's down to the daughter, man. Just in case y'all didn't know, that's one of my web watchers in here. That's one of my web bosses, man. So make sure when you come in here, show respect, man. Because we got a thing that we put on you called I Just Got That Act Right put on me. And you will get it. But I'm going to put it up, man. I want y'all to see, man. I just want y'all to let me know if it's really coming up right. If y'all can see him before this stream slows down. I'm gonna let him stay up there like let him do a couple of breaks on y'all so y'all can see. Then he take off. He do his little ducking and dodging. Yeah. before this thing starts skipping frames, because seems like it's acting pretty decent at the moment. Anyway, I just left it up there just for a second. Then I get back to me. But that's the chicken, man. Y'all stop, man. Get that chicken out your blood and fight. Because that's what we need to see. We need to see some fights, man. And stop comparing yourself. Because if you're going to compare yourself with the past fighters, then act like the past fighters, man. Y'all act like y'all killers and stuff, man. And that's sort of funny, though, that the guy that Danny was fighting, that was his nickname. His nickname was the Killer. That's funny, man. So he was fighting the Killer. Maybe the nickname threw Danny for a loop. Oh, shit, that's the Killer. I'm fighting the Killer, though, man. I better get my weight up, man. How much the guy usually fights at? Okay, he usually fight lighter. Okay, that's cool. I should be able to handle him. I'll just come in 15 pounds heavier since he a Killer. And hopefully I don't get tired. Get your ass up, Danny. Oh, I'm pretty. Barclays love me. And he even had he had Mora talking about that too, about his status up over at the Barclay. You know what I mean? I was thinking about getting a loan from the Barclay, but I said, nah, I'm not even getting a loan from the Barclay. Every time I see that little symbol, it comes in my mail a lot, y'all, you believe it or not. Barclay always trying to give me some money. I'm like, no, I'm good with y'all, man. Massive wealth movement. He said Danny's last fight was lackluster. He's supposed to make a statement, get people excited about him facing the elite fighters at welterweight. You got that right. And that's what I was saying. That we were supposed to see, as a matter of fact, 2 performances, we were supposed to see like whitewashes. It shouldn't have been a 6-point difference in the scoring, which could have been a 5-point difference. It could have been, I mean, that's still considered, that's unanimous, because you got to look at fill out rounds and all that, and you know, that you rested around and stuff like that. So any fight, a normal fight, that you're really superior than somebody, if they're real good. If the first person that you're fighting is real good, but you're just that much better, but you can't get a knockout because they're just tough as hell, and you beat them by 3 points. I mean, not 3. Is they only win 3 rounds, and that's what they're supposed to win. They're supposed to win maybe a fill-out round, and maybe a rest round, and maybe a desperation round. And that's in 10, 11, and 12. So one of those they might win. So every 4 rounds they get 1. And that still keep you at 75% of the fight that you won. And that keeps anybody from voting the wrong way. But like I said, that's a tough fight. That's somebody that you can't get out of there. You see what I mean? That's not somebody that you're supposed to get out of there. Somebody you're supposed to get out of there, go in and get them out of there. Don't be taking bites and stuff like that. Get them out of there and go home. You got a family to go to. Why are you sitting there wrestling around and fighting him? Talking about you need to get rounds in. Get your ass out of here. Danny talking about, oh, it's better for that you need to get rounds in. Yeah, you playing with your life, man. Don't you know you fighting Killer? You was fighting Killer, man. That's right, Massive Wealth Movement. Bang that like button. You falling up in here, hit that like button. Y'all know what like is. Show them what like is, man. If they don't know, man. Y'all know what like is. Yeah, but you supposed to bang them out, man. You and her. But you got scared, man. You fighting Killer. So I got to base your next performance off of this performance. And so I know you'll probably clean up some things or whatever, but I just don't know, man. I don't believe. I'm not sold, man. You know, let's just do, we're not even going to do a 10. Let's do a 1 out of 5. So from a 1 to 5, 1 to 5, 5 being like the maximum amount of power that you can have. And y'all can put points in there if you want to, too. Like say, for instance, 3.5 or something like 3.7, something like that. Y'all give me a rating on Danny's power, man. Between 1 to 5. I just want to see what y'all think. Yeah, Don Daughter said, I didn't watch it yet. Maybe won't. Oh, I want you to watch it, Don Daughter, because I want to see if you're going to pick out the same rounds that I did. Because actually, I gave the guy, arguably, I gave him 3, but arguably I could have gave him 1 and then 10 through 12. I could have gave the other guy. Because once Danny started getting hit in the body, he got all tired and stuff. Started folding up. And that guy wasn't like a hard body puncher. That guy's punch was supposed to be up top. That was supposed to be his biggest shot. His biggest shot was supposed to be up top, not to the body. And he didn't really land very many clean ones to the body. He caught Danny with maybe one. He caught him with a couple of uppercuts or whatever, hooks or whatever, but they just wasn't. They wasn't that solid base, man. But yeah, go and watch it, man. Okay, Don Dada say he give him like a 3.3. See, and that's out of 5. So that's almost 2 points lower than like the maximum amount of power. Who else got it? Anybody else got any numbers for me? Y'all got any numbers for EagleswebbBoxing, man? 3.3. Yeah, I put him in the 3s too. I might have him at 3-4, something like that, 3-4-5, something like that. I might have him there. But I just don't see, I don't see the scary type of power. Oh shit, you see that? I don't see that kind of power, man. And matter of fact, biggest Hurd is, I don't put Hurd on a 5. At 154. And see, here come Hurd. Hurd comes in here. And yeah, Hurd comes in here at, I don't know how much he weighs. But he's making up weight class. He's fighting a welterweight, and he comes in, they got a new weight class. The 156 pounders now. So I don't know, all this special weight stuff, man, is just not, it's not a good look. And yes, you were real small and then you're moving up or something like that. Just not a good one. It's not a good look. Don said yellow and green bees. Who you pick? I don't know, man. I might go ahead and go with yellow, man. I might go with him. I might go with yellow. Yeah, I might go with yellow. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. So you don't get mad, but I'm gonna tell you why I might go with yellow, because the thing with yellow is a lot of people ain't gonna talk about this, is they see yellow. He's been going through trainers and stuff. Because remember, Shane was supposed to be there with him, and Shane is hurt or something right now, so Shane couldn't be there with him. Shane in that gym then got old in that gym throwing them monster hooks and messed around and hurt himself or something. I don't know why he got all out. Okay, so his left hook. Okay, so you got his left hook at a 3.7. I don't know. I don't even know if I can still give his hook a 3.7, man. Because see, when you get up to the B plus fighters, the B minus to B plus fighters, he's not hurting them. It's not taking them out. And then you sit here, you got a C minus fighter who has actually beat B minus fighters, and you can't do nothing with him. Yeah, you see what the beatboxer said. Daddy thinks he's Tony Montana and shit. I said he thinks he's better than what he is. And Don said I got green beans. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take this guy, man. If they go at it, man, we'll drop 5 on it. We could drop 5 on it, Don. I'll go with yellow hair. I'll go with yellow hair. Yellow hair, it does a lot of stuff that I like. The one thing that yellow hair does that I didn't like is yellow hair goes straight. He goes straight back, and he does a lot of that. He does that jumping back a lot of times. You know what I mean? Not like Rosario. Remember Rosario? Rosario take a punch, and he just like, okay, I ate that, man. What? Man, that's nothing, boy. I'm eating straight raw bamboo, man. I'm eating raw bamboo. What you got, man? I'm like the mountain gorilla. I eat raw, thick bamboo like this, baby. What? Come get it. And that'll deter you right there. Yeah, that Tony Montana funny though. He said Tony Montana. Yeah. A lot of fighters do that. But you guys know me. If fights come up just like, that's why I went back and watched that Broner fight. I'm like, was he just 100% delusional? And now that I've seen the fight again, no, he wasn't 100% delusional. The thing that he was delusional about is the rounds. Not the fight itself, but the rounds themselves. he was making it too close when he could have handed up Manny. Because Manny believe it or not, Manny does not like that style. Any kind of style where you in some kind of a, guard, he don't like that. He don't, because he has flashbacks. See, he has flashbacks now. See, you got to watch the psychology of these fighters. You got to watch them. Manny don't like that because Manny jumped. He like, oh shit, he's already guarding and stuff, and he's planted. So if I come jumping in, yeah, Manny like to get you out of your shell before he come in. Because he don't want to just jump in and you setting up and you ready to time it. Bam. But Danny, a lot of people say it was a good performance and all that. I'm sorry, man. Far as like, if I was the movie critic or whatever like that, and I had to say this is an A+ movie, a B+ movie, or a C movie, sorry, your match was closer to both of those matches. You and Hurd get a C+, you get a C-, because Hurd did at least get a knockdown. And when we went into it, we already knew that Hurd was going to be practicing on some stuff. But see, the thing about Hurd, what Hurd did is he shelled up at the wrong time. Like sometimes he was shelling up, he should have been throwing hands. And sometimes he was throwing hands, he should have been shelling. He should have been shelling up. Yep. Be back down there. he said, y'all know it's true. Y'all think it's true? Sir Flame said, come on now. Huh? But I don't see him, even at Manny's age, and yells, Manny aged. If Manny has aged, then we can go with Danny. If Manny has not aged, then we're going to have to go with Manny. Simply because the footwork and stuff like that, you can't, they both got bad feet. Even Manny got bad feet. And people love his footwork. I'm a critic. You guys know that. I'm hard on people when it's come to feet. Man, I watch you. And Manny, that jumping in, I don't like fighters that jump. I just do not like fighters that jump because you're taught to slide. I don't like these fighters because it's easier to plant yourself when you're sliding than when you're jumping. When you're jumping and get clipped, you can get clipped when you're jumping. And if you think about it, if something leaves the ground, like anything leaves the ground, it's easy to knock down, right? But if it's on the ground, it's already down. Or if it's sliding, you can't really, ain't nothing you can do. You can tap it, but you're not really moving it as much. You know what I mean? But somebody throw it up. That's why baseball goes so far. They throw that baseball wood real fast at you, them pitchers, and you got that back going against it, cracking, it's going to go up. But if that same ball was just laying there, you had a free shot at it, it ain't going to go as far. And don't say something stupid like gravity or something like that. Because if that was the case, golf balls wouldn't go that far because of the way the club is shaped. Then that's different. But even then, if you threw a golf ball at something hard and somebody cracked it, it'd go further than it would if you drove it with a club. Okay. So that's off the physics lesson. Because sometimes I got people come in, they want to try to be smart, like they know something. Sir Flame, shut up. Now, who in my chat, out of my web watchers, didn't know that Sir Flame was gonna go with Manny? Y'all put up a 1 if you didn't know Sir Flame was gonna go with Manny. Sir Flame, oh, I got Manny. I'm going with Manny. He said, come on. Yeah. Oh yeah, down to the dot. He said, I think green to the beans would have gave Danny that work. I don't know. He might have gave him more work, but I don't know if he would have been going to see that guy. They did teach him pretty good though. He was going to the body. I don't know, something. I see yellow hair being a little bit better than what y'all see him being. Something was missing with yellow hair, and I'm just saying something was missing with yellow hair. Y'all just it's something y'all. It's probably something I'm seeing that y'all not seeing, but something was missing with yellow hair, and I'm not gonna say it was confidence. People say he's fighting scared and stuff like that. I'm telling you what he was doing wrong is that little jumping back, like going back, too much and too far. it's like he forgot to go, underneath the punches. Like he forgot to go underneath and around. And so he was going back. And when I was explaining that, hold on, let me sip my tea. When I was explaining that about Williams against Rosario, Rosario was, like I said, he had that pit bull in him to chew up whatever was coming at him. And so he chewed it up, but he'd go back, but he was just like twist off of it. Like you ain't supposed, and see, when somebody twists off of a shot, and see, that's how Manny gets you. When you twist off of a shot, your feet kind of gets parallel. But his feet wasn't really getting parallel. He was just like eating it, like, and they're coming back. Like, what you throw? That's that old Rocky shit, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, sorry, I ain't no joke, man. I'm going to pick him again. They fight again. If they fight again, I got to go with him again, man. Because the thing about it is it'll be a different fight. Because now J-Rock got to come and take the belts. And when he tries to come back and take the belt, he might take a KTFO again. Yeah. He said, I don't think Herb going to get them belts back at 154. He said it's too stacked with killers. Yeah. He done mess around. They done mess around and let killers get into the division or expose some more killers. Now you got people that never had great training camps, and now they unified strap holder. Yeah. And I mean, if there's no fluke, which you can't really, how you gonna flukely beat somebody up like that? Yeah, I don't see J-Rock beating Rosario. I don't see him beating him. And he talking about he wants straps back. I don't see him beating Rosario. Because when he starts to shell up, Rosario is going to murder him. And I'm going to tell y'all something. And I know King is not in here. But King, you in trouble. I do, because you know me and you got a bet, man. But King, you in trouble, man. Because what people are noticing is that J-Rock, they'll wait a whole fight. They going to get that right uppercut in. I'm going to let you know now. I'm looking to see how I look at you. They're going to get that right uppercut in. Once they get that right uppercut in, you already know. Y'all know. Once they get the right uppercut in, I'm going to be silent and read what y'all got out there while I put this up. But once they get that right uppercut, can y'all say uppercut, class? Uppercut. Once they get that right uppercut in, y'all know what time it is. Yep, you right though, BNB. He never imagined, man, losing his strap, and now they ain't got a bunch of killers in there. At least he would have had us. At least he would have had some belts, right? Yep, at least he would have had some belts, man. But they mess around and let a killer get in here. Don Dollar said, if I bite, I think you done. Oh, man. Yeah, but some people take bites. But I told you, if Danny take any punishment, y'all know, y'all was listening to my chats before today. I said, if anything happened to you, Danny, I said, don't get clipped. Y'all go back and listen to the replay. I said, don't get clipped, don't get knocked down, don't look bad, don't let something happen. I said, I'm going to be on you for wanting to be a pretty boy. I'm going to be all over you, man, for wanting to be a pretty boy. And you let a lighter man, you let yellow hair go with you. Oh, yellow hair. Banana hair. That must be the thing, man. That yellow is giving people problems right now, right? And just think about it, man. That Williams got J-Rock got KTFO by a banana. That's bad, man. When a banana gets you, because all a banana can do, all a banana got for defense is the peel, and they make you slip. But they throwing out fake names on people now. They calling you, just call me banana. And knowing he ain't nothing like a banana, knowing he a hammer, right? He got hands like bricks, but he tricking people by I'm this banana, and you thinking all like, oh yeah, I got a banana. I'm gonna mash up this banana, man. And can't no banana mess with me. Huh? I'm J-Rock, baby. I'm J-Rock. Ain't no banana got nothing on this. Man, I'm stepping on that banana and get that banana out there. Man, I'm making banana pudding out of that. Mm-mm. Little did you know that the banana was just the opposite of what we call in here, because everybody know in here that we got the sheep and lions clothing, but right there you had the bricks and banana clothing. So you peel that peel back, it was bricks in there. It wasn't no little mushy banana where you could just piece up. Nope. Yeah, massive wealth movement. He said he misjudged distance too much. Yeah, he did. But then again, I don't really know if it was just a misjudgment of the distance. I think what happens, you could tell that in sparring, they really didn't work on that part that much. That was more conversation than it was actual training. That's what I'm thinking. It was more in the conversation where they would say, "Yo, well, you gonna have to slip. You gonna have to stop going back like that. You gonna have to go under," instead of like working on him. Like, okay, instead of shooting stuff at him, like, yeah, go underneath that. Yeah, okay, slip. Go, okay, left, underneath, back up on the other side. Shoot this shot, bam. Underneath there, shoot that shot, bam. Underneath that, shoot the shot over here, bam. Shoot it over here, shoot it over here. You know, instead of doing that with him, you know what I mean, or having him go like more than once underneath. Instead of doing that with him, they was just talking to him about it. And it shows, your sparring shows, man. Your sparring shows, because he was like all that jumping back and stuff, man. You're not going to win doing it. You can't do that. Okay, BNBC, what was missing with Yellow Boy is he's at 147 and should be at 140. Yeah, we talked, yeah. He's smaller. Yeah. Yeah. So he's smaller, and we talked about that the whole weight thing. Yeah. So he is smaller. That's true. But like I just covered, it's just that even him being smaller, think about it. He hurt Danny, and he's smaller. And then they were praising Danny's chin throughout the whole thing. And you know, when you listen to announcers, you gotta listen to what they're saying. So they was praising his chin. So in other words, they leave the body out, then you already know what's going on. If somebody says you got a sturdy chin, that means somebody got to go to your body. They letting you know how to beat them. So you go to the body, and so you don't want to work with. You don't want to fight Earl, because that's what Earl do. Earl don't do nothing but kill the body, and he'll crack the chin too. And Earl gonna start going up top more, and especially if he fights Sean again, because once he caught them lips, once he caught Sean with that hook, and made Sean kiss the back of his neck. That's almost impossible to kiss the back of your neck with your lips. He stretches them shits out. I know I ain't got no sense, man. Hey, I'm supposed to do this, man. This is the Eagles way of boxing, man. Yeah. B&B back in there again. He said J-Rock could beat Rosario, because I went back and watched some of his old fights. Rosario might be a 4-round fighter. He fades later in fights. Also, if J-Rock come out and box him, see, but B&B, I covered that already, man. Y'all gotta listen, man. I just covered that. He hasn't had any. That was his first great camp that he had, man. I'm going by what his words are. I'm gonna believe him, man. He's never had a camp to where he can get in shape. He could lose weight, because losing weight is different than getting in shape. You know what I mean? He could lose the weight, but he was never like in shape like that. And he looked, man, come on, 5th round, he didn't look like he was even getting close to fading. He had his hands down in disdain, like, yeah, ref, stop it, or I'm gonna kill him. And I don't want nobody getting killed. But that's the way he was looking, man. I'm telling you, man. And then down to the doctor back in there. He said, only thing better for you than bananas is Eagles way of boxing. That's right. You talking about the tea. He said Eagles way of boxing tea. That's it, man. It's all emptied out now, man. I got to get some more, man. Thanks for reminding me, brother. I go back in there and get me some more. But, yeah. Rosario, I think we'll see, man. Because in Eagles way of boxing, one thing we got to do in Eagles way of boxing, and we got to see it, baby. So let's see it. Okay. So let's cook this roast and toast and cook on this other subject too, though. You know, because I've been kind of scattering around. Now, the lighter weight fight was actually a good fight, though, because the guy that won was very disciplined. He took a lot of illegal shit that was done to him, and he still, finished like a champ. Oh yeah, and then also on that, that's what I was bringing up, that 6th round, man. Between 6, 7, and 8. Did y'all count the low? Matter of fact, in round number, just stick with round number 6, in Danny versus Yellow Hair. How many low blows did Danny hit Yellow Hair with in the 6th round? That's a trivia question, man. If you're close, you get the points. A trivia question. That might be a trivia question, man. How many low blows in the 6th round did Danny hit Yellow Hair with? Now, I'm not going to go through the whole fight. I'm not going to say through the whole fight, but I think he even hit him in the thigh a couple of times. He is thigh punches. Come on now, Danny. Yeah. So, are we losing? Okay, are we losing trainers? Or are fighters losing the confidence in trainers so much that we may end up losing boxing? And we may end up losing boxing for the skill sets and stuff like that, for the skill that boxing should encompass, far as after you have been trained. Because a lot of these young, good fighters or great fighters are not training. They're all of them are on the promotion side right now. Everybody's promoting. So that's the question out there, everybody. Are we just losing? Because that story is coming up way too much, man. If y'all think about it, that story is coming up way too much. Oh, he's changing trainers. Everybody's changing trainers. If you got 2 good trainers in your corner, if you have 1 excellent trainer, that's all you need. If you got 2 good trainers or 2 great trainers, that's all you need. If you got 3 good trainers, that's all you need. But these fighters need 5, 6 trainers. Is the art of boxing, are we losing the art of boxing? Are we losing that? Because we can point out too many things that fighters are doing that's not proper. And that's a heavy subject. That's not something that we could cover like today. We can't cover the whole thing, but we're going to get into it. But we can't cover it. We probably have to resurface it and bring it up another time. But are we losing? Okay, so we don't have, so a lot of people might not have liked or might not have even heard of Lou Duva. And they might not have liked some of his style. But one thing he would do is he didn't like none of his fighters. He'd go out there and fight with his fighters, man. Something dirty was going on. He'd be out there complaining, man. He'd be yelling at the ref. He'll go over at the fighter, man. I mean, he done got clipped a couple of times by fighters, but he'll go over there. And he might not have been the greatest, but he was a good trainer. He wasn't a great trainer. But guess what? He had an excellent trainer with him. So basically, he was almost unneeded. And that is Georgie Benton. So he had Georgie Benton working with him, right? Angelo Dundee was a little bit below. He was like a good trainer. We'll give him a good trainer plus or a great trainer minus. We don't give him excellent. Like excellent. Or let's put excellent before great. Okay, so excellent. So maybe he was an excellent trainer. An excellent minus trainer. But he trained a lot of fighters. And the fighters that he had, but the thing he was smart about is he got amateur fighters or fighters that had excellent skills already. You know, he had, and people would listen to him because he was with the one that they call the greatest. He was with him. You know what I mean? But who else is great? We're talking about good and great trainers. So the trainers that they got now, who can we name that is a great trainer that nobody's leaving? Is Robert Garcia, is he a great trainer? Huh? And a lot of people got their dads and stuff training them too, though. Are those great trainers, though? Huh? Is Angel Garcia, is he a great trainer? Or do they need something else in there? And I'm putting this out there, and I know y'all shocked. They're like, oh, wasn't expecting to hear this. But think about it. Right? So I'm giving you names right there. So you're getting these names. It's like, wait, is there a great trainer? A good trainer? A okay trainer? Right? Is D's, well, what is he a great trainer? A great trainer. So remember, our categories of trainers are going to be good, excellent, and great. We're not going to go below that, because if you go below that, then it's like, oh man, you got garbage. Your trainer's garbage. Now I know Andre's putting his head in there every once in a while, but would he make a great trainer? Because the aging ones are gone, or they're leaving. We need these fighters to get that 75-year-old trainer in there, because he's been around long enough, man, and we could lose him. You're not treasuring it, because all these other combat sports are more the oldest fighters. The fighters that brought them up are maybe now in their maybe late 40s and 50s. The ones that really kicked that off, because that kicked off in the early 90s. See? That just kicked off in the early 90s. But boxing has been around. See? And and who's the Manny right now? Who's the Manny Stewart of boxing for his training? Are we losing the art, y'all? Is the art form, are we losing this art form? Are we losing it? Be honest. Don't BS me. I'm going to read comments in a minute, man, to see what y'all got. But are we losing it? Did those older trainers leave back a legacy to where the persons that they left behind in charge, are they passing it on? Is Buddy McGirt a great trainer? Now, y'all know I'm throw names out there, man. Come on now. Is he a great trainer? Right? Is Mac a great trainer? Is James a great trainer? Is Shields a great trainer? So I just put them out there. So that's all I'm going to put out there for as those names. You guys got your own names. Yep. B&B Boxing put up a 3 up there. Was that on Power or something? He got a late 3 up in there. Yeah, he said Don. Yeah, 3. Or yes, you talking about me talking about 3 trainers. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people they going through some trainers, man. They going through trainers like it ain't just like what the hell happened, man? You getting another trainer? And Don Dada hit it just like, I mean, me and Don Dada's on the same page at least. And I thank you for your email back to me, Don Dada. My pleasure to hook y'all up with the things that, I see fit for y'all, man. For my web watchers, If we do things, and I feel fit to be given, y'all gonna get something. You know what I mean? Y'all come in to see me and, to chop it up and to discuss things. But you're right, though. That's what same way I feel, man. The art is almost gone. And thus the invasion of other sports wanting to get into boxing are thinking they can box because they see that the skill sets are down. You're not going to have football players and basketball players and all these other different sports athletes talking about fighting and stuff. If boxing skills weren't going down, you wouldn't have these people talking about it. Back in the day, you couldn't pay nobody to fight somebody like Muhammad Ali if they wasn't a boxer. Besides the like they was gonna try to put Wilt Chamberlain in there, that would have been crazy right there though. I don't know if Ali could have touched him. He would have beat him. He would have been getting inside. That would have been one fight that he would have had to throw more body shots because Ali just didn't really throw body shots because he got tired. He just like, man, that's just not my style. Because you guys ain't really getting me in position to throw bodies. If I have to, if you ducked over, I'll get you in the body. But most of the time, he was just targeting, he just hitting you in the face. Yeah, he did. Just face shot you. But the reach difference in that, I think it was 70. If I'm not mistaken, it was like 78 to 94, something like that, as far as reach. If he would have fought Chamberlain, and believe it or not, Ali actually was working on fighting 2 great champs, all in one night. He's gonna have 2 fights. So in other words, he was prepared to go 30 rounds. Now, what other fighter will call out two monsters? And I'm not talking about these was monsters too. What fighter of today is trained up well enough and got that much confidence to call out two monsters for 15-round fights in one day? He just couldn't get it. Couldn't get the sanctioning bodies, or not the sanctioning, but the commissioning bodies to okay the fight. See, but y'all, it's probably sometimes y'all don't know that stuff, right? And Sir Flame said, no, it ain't almost gone. Okay, Sir Flame. See how Don Dottie, you got to deal with Sir Flame too. See, but in here was grown folks discussion. I'll let y'all say what you want to say. And it was a question by me. I asked y'all. And because I want to bring this up, we're gonna bring it up again, man. Because we didn't really kill this subject, but yeah, we got to bring it up again, though, man. But I was asking about the great trainers, and did anybody right now? I don't see one. So for you, as Sir Flame, who is a great trainer in your eyes right now? Who is like a great trainer? Like, oh, he a great trainer. Who's he? Who is that guy? Because we talk, it's still boxing. We still talking boxing. Yeah, and then B&B right back in there too. So B&B understands what I'm saying. He said they need to put boxing back in the schools and build up the amateurs, because we sure are. He said we sure losing the art, and that's B&B. And then Sir Flame right back out at the bottom. He said I don't know, because you have to look at how many champions they train. Okay, there you go. How many champions are coming out of these camps, out of these training camps? How many champs they got? And right now, I'm gonna have to put Derek James as the leader, as far as having champs. Even if he's not training one of them right now, but they're coming out of the camps. Because that's why I put Robert in there, is because the reason I put Robert Garcia in there is because everybody was doing a lot of bragging and all this and that. And now his main champion, his brother, got beat up. Because you remember, because Robert was a good fighter too, though. But do you remember what happened after he got beat up? That was it, huh? Once he got beat up, that was it. But he got knocked. He was getting knocked down and everything else, though, when he got beat up. He got beat up pretty bad, though. Yeah, well, let's see. And then Sir Flame right back there. He says, he said, Floyd trained 50 fighters, but only one unified in multiple divisions. Does that make him great because of one fighter? And that's what I keep saying. And that's what we're bringing up right now, Sir Flame. I see you down there, Tabernacle testimony up in there. You see soar, eagle, soar. Eagle, soar. That's right. I was soaring, man. Y'all see me soaring across that bridge? I was trying to get across there, though. I couldn't go too fast, though, because they was driving a little bit crazy over there, man. And that was a rough bridge, too. Whew. I don't know why I chose that one. I could have went across one that didn't go so far. I actually, as far up as I was, no, the next one was just almost as bad. The other one would have been even more crowded. It would have been harder to get across, but it's newer. But that one there, that's just long right there. Yep. So the 50 and 1, put it together. Put it together in your mind. I trained 50 fighters. One of them is unified. How great does that make me? See? And you got some trainers that only work with a couple of fighters. Or they work with a whole lot of fighters, but they know that they're prospects too, though. So there's just still avenues, you know what I mean? Like, I'm working with these fighters, I know they're just prospects or something like that. They probably gonna just be journeymen and stuff like that. Or, you know, they probably just gonna be stepping stones for other fighters. But they still might be good, but it's just certain stuff. It's not that they didn't teach them or couldn't teach them. Is it the makeup is just not there. And the makeup is just not there. But we're talking about trainers themselves. I want to see a name. I gave you guys a name, but let me see. I want to see a name right now from my web watchers of a fighter or a trainer or some trainers that are great right now. Or give me a couple of good trainers. Who's a great trainer right now? I know people are requesting certain trainers. Oh, we need him in our corner. But I'm one of them persons. I'm detailed. I'll be listening to that corner, how they talking, like what you should do. And yellow hair was getting a little bit of, not yellow hair, but the guy right before yellow hair, the one that fought Hurd, he was getting like bad advice. At least the announcers thought it was bad advice. I thought it was good advice because they wanted him to go to the right. But I know why they wanted him to go to the right. They wanted him to land the hook to the body. They were trying to get some angle shots off. Yeah. But it's not, to go to the right is different than to step around. And that's the only thing I would have changed on what they were saying, is that you need to step around to the right. See, when you get an angle, you step around to the right. I mean, you know what I mean? You pivot. So a pivot to get you this way, where it's just moving, you're still, you see what I mean? You're still linear. You're still in that same line. So if you're going over one way, and I'll face it towards the camera, then I just have to go with you, see? That's different. But if you cut like that, see, I'm pivoting. Now I got an angle, see? Because now I pivoted. I wasn't just like this. I pivot. When I pivot, now I got that perpendicular angle, or a nice 45-degree angle to change, to make you have to move. So if you're going to move to get where I'm at, maybe I can get a couple of cracks off before you get right back here. You see what I mean? Yeah. Tabernacle testimony. He said, Bomac? And I was talking about Bomac too. And he puts up a question mark. But at least you come in and listen. At least you put up the question mark. At least you came in and said something. My web watchers, they get quiet sometimes. They like, oh, I don't want to say the wrong thing. It don't matter who y'all say, man. I'm not gonna beat up on y'all, man. Believe me. With this discussion right now. There's no trolls in here. Ain't got nothing but family in here right now. Yeah, me was in here. So he's in here. Massive Wealth is in here. So right now I'm still considering them as part of the web. You feel me? So I don't see nothing. But you put a question mark by him. I really don't know. And I'm going to say that he's not a great trainer. I'm going to put him down there with the good. Good, because you got levels of good. He's just good. But if you want to make sure your fighter is a A+ or A level fighter, then you have to be a great trainer. It's just that you got a good athlete. You got a good athlete that could be greater or be great or something like that. But right now he's just excellent. And he's not on the top part of excellent. So there's levels. So when you got the great fighter who will be a supreme fighter, there's not very much you have to even tell them. Because they see what's all going on. And they're not going to be getting all touched up and stuff like that either. So y'all don't get that misconstrued, man. Because if you're great, you're not going to get all touched up. And we already know Danny was supposed to be so great and stuff like that. But you're getting touched. And you're getting hurt. You're getting hit to the body and stuff. It's affecting you. Just not good, man. It's not good, y'all. But we're going to bring that up again, man. Maybe you guys can think of some great trainers. This now. Because we need these guys. Because I'm going to tell you what's happening with these great trainers. These great trainers are actually back on the shelf somewhere. And they might have lost some of their training skills because people aren't using them. They're not using them the right way. I'll tell you who should be training is Mike McCallum should be training. Or should be well known, way more well known as being a trainer. Eddie Mustafa Muhammad should be having more exposure. But he's just sitting back in the background. You see what I mean? He's just sitting back. Even though those ain't the oldest guys, they could bring a lot to the table. George Foreman on TV, but he should be training. And the reason he should be training, because in boxing, I feel that there's stages in boxing and there's stages for boxers, right? Somebody taught you the craft. They got you to where you was, and you was a super champion or whatever, right? It's your turn to give back. You made the paper. You robbed the bank. Sugar Ray Leonard. Instead of running your mouth and talking about people that you shouldn't be talking about, Mikey, and because it's Mikey, you should be training. And these are just my opine. You should be training people. You know what I mean? Tommy Hearns he gets in there, he trains a little bit. James Toney, for what he has left, should be in there training somebody. You know what I mean? So these fighters, because a lot of the fighters we just don't have no more. We just don't have. We don't have that mind. And we see what happened, because I feel that, and y'all know one of my favorite younger trainers, when I say younger, I know he's not like 30 years old or nothing like that, was Roger Mayweather. Because he knew how to stay calm, and he knew how to tell you what to do. At least he told his nephew, he told him what you doing. You piecing him up. You just keep doing that. Watch out for this or whatever. A little bit of instructions. And then when he's really, when he knows that you really got it, and we're talking about MTM, I usually don't talk about it, and this is when he's younger too though. He just tell him, just keep doing what you're doing. When you can get to the point to where you tell your fighters to keep doing what they're doing, you are a great trainer. And yes, you're a great trainer with that fighter, and that's for sure. Keep doing what you're doing. See? That means I ain't making no mistakes. I'm doing what I'm doing. Do what you do. Do what you do, baby. And that's what I'm doing. See? But we can keep going through that though, baby, all the time. And we're going to be going through it. But and that brings up a whole lot of subjects if we don't have great trainers, and we can see why we don't. I could put up a couple of things. But I'll go back to here. And y'all know what, and the reason I put this up is because we can't even fill this in. You see what I mean? We can't even fill this in. The champs of the boxing mountain. And those are good fighters. Those are good fighters. And which we're going to talk about tomorrow. I'm going to try to get to the point where we can talk about the king. And I think it's going to be interesting. The points that I bring out are going to be pretty interesting. Well, just the story itself, just the new language towards it. The language that I'm going to use. Because I want to use a whole different language for this. You know. So stay tuned and be aware. And be there for the eagle as he soars and brings you the new story over here in boxing. But we need to get these trainers trained up themselves. Because I don't know, man. Like I said, man, I'm going to stick with the brother, man, because that's all I can do right now, man. I got to give it to DJ right now. And a lot of times I don't even like what the trainers are saying, too, though. When the fighter ain't following what you said. Like what Shield said, you know what I'm saying? If your fighter's not following you, disrespecting you and stuff, man, that's not a good matchup. If you ain't and you ain't giving and see, you don't hear very many people. They're not even praising their trainer after the fight. Every once in a while, if they get a knockout, or then they'll brag. Oh yeah, we knew he was susceptible to the right hook. No, okay, then they brag out. But let them get pieced up a little bit and shit go to a split decision. They not gonna say nothing. Oh, it was a harder time than I thought. I mean, we worked on this and whatever. He just going to say we worked on it, but they're not going to say nothing about a specific trainer or nothing like that. And then B&B Boxer said, I don't know. He said have a great trainer in mind. He said nowadays. Okay. Yeah, Buddy and Freddie are up there. I don't know. And the thing is, I have to, and that's almost like me retracting. Because I love, to be honest, I do love Buddy McGirt as a trainer. I really do. But I don't think he's as great of a trainer as I thought he was. And then with Freddie, I don't think really Freddie is great. He could be better. Freddie could be better. Even in his career, he's getting beat up. But Freddie could be better. But it's just that because of his condition, he can't be as great. And then Massive Wealth Movement. He said Derek James is becoming an excellent trainer. There you go. He's Derek James. That's my pick right now, because he's nice and quiet. He studies the fight game, and if you listen to him, you know he studies the fight game and stuff like that. He studies the opponent that his fighter has to fight, And that's what puts him up there. It's not just throwing a bunch of people in the ring with his fighters and stuff like that. And plus, those are killers. And like I said, they're probably going 80% or something like that. When you should your maximum should be like 65% or something like that when you go sparring. But they sparring hard and trying to kill each other and stuff like that. And that's another way that you bring out killers too, is when they're in the ring trying to kill each other. But at the same time they're trying to kill each other, they laughing. Oh man, yeah, that was a good shot, man. Oh man, you killed my body. You know what I mean? That was hard as hell, dude. You see what I mean? Instead of just getting rounds in, we got rounds in. See, when you start saying you got rounds in, I'm not impressed by that as much, because I'm listening to the other language. You understand me? I want to hear that. Oh yeah, we had some hard rounds in. I mean, very hard rounds in. That's what I want to hear. But also I want to make sure that it didn't. But I got my rest in. I want to hear that too. I want to hear that you got real hard rounds in, because sometimes you can overtrain or get too many hard rounds in, and then you get out there to fight and you get your ass smashed up. You know what I mean? Like, I got my rounds in, but then I end up getting smashed up. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. Yep. And then Tabernacle testimony in there. He said Roger was the best trainer last decade. There you go. Roger. Keep doing what you're doing. Step this way. See, that's what I'm saying. It's short, man. Because you done went through all the verbiage and stuff during training. So once your fighter get in the ring, you just like a few little things, man. When you got 3 people telling you something, and you got 1 minute to soak that up, you're in trouble. That means something went wrong. Something went wrong when they trained. When they trained you, something went wrong. You see what I mean? Or something just went wrong when you was trying to absorb it. You didn't catch it as much. And then Massive Wealth Movement makes a great point, y'all. He said trainers of today don't command respect like trainers of yesteryear. Yep. Because trainers of yesteryear tell your ass don't come in here. They had even rules to even come into the gym and everything. Don't bring your ass in here at this time. You know what I mean? Go upstairs, put your shit in the locker. Come in. You come in a little bit early. Hit that bag. I don't want to hear nothing. Hit that bag first. We're going to hit that bag, get that speed bag. Then we're going to do a little bit of mitts or something like that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Boom. They had their little schedule, what they was going to do with you. And it wasn't no little mouthing off and stuff. Son, I'm trying to teach you so you don't get all beat up. I'm trying to teach you because you're not doing this properly. And I see down there, a great fighter can make you a great trainer too. Yeah. A great fighter can make a trainer look good. You know what I mean? But we're not talking about all gold medalists here. When we talk about because a lot of times you just come in and you just this kid, he's got all the potential, but he ends up with a jacked up trainer, right? And so he got all the potential. Then what happens to him? Then he ends up getting pieced up and stuff like, oh goddamn, are you kidding me? Yeah. And I agree with that down there at Tabernacle Testimony that Mark Breland with Wilder, I mean, far as the jab and everything, real good work with the jab and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But it also shows that if you got a fighter that can get in on Wilder, it also shows because Breland was not good with people that got in on him. If you could trick him or outfox him or outbox him to get in, he had problems with you. And if you want to look at a classic example, I'll tell you who had his number the most, and that was Marlon Starling had his number. He had his number on speed dial. He just pushed one button and be right there at Mark Breland. You know what I mean? But we just don't have nobody to put up here. Because we could have we can also have the greatest trainers in boxing, and we can do a mountain with them. It's not going to be a huge mountain, but we can get one. And then we can still do that comparison of today. So who do we put there today? And that was part of the discussion. I know y'all I don't know if y'all seen that coming or not, but that's what the main thing should have been there. But I had to y'all already know me, man. I had to get on, man, y'all know good and damn well that I was going to get on Danny. If y'all was in any of my other lives, I was going to get Danny because I told you. I said, Danny, you don't do nothing wrong. Nothing. You don't get to do nothing. You don't get to mess up. You don't have the opportunity to get bit. You can't get tired. You can't take body shots and start huffing and puffing. Nothing you do, everything you do, you better be on top of it. You better be on top of your game because you're playing all that pretty boy. I see you down there, Harold Jones. He come in like with the most respect all the time. Not the most, I'm saying, but when I say most for him, he always come in. God bless his kings and queens. A great fighter. Has saved many decent trainers. Tail in fights, that's right. You got that right, man, because if you great, sometimes you don't need it. And that's a whole different story, though. If you got a fighter that know he's superior, he use anybody for his trainer. All he just wants somebody to hold the meds and do this and that. I got this, man. He'd be like, I got it. But even when Tyson started to decline, they put him with, his trainers wasn't nothing. Started putting him with trainers that just wasn't good enough. They wasn't a good fit. They didn't keep him focused. And some great fighters also, so don't miss part of the story, because some great fighters do need great trainers. And not just great trainers or excellent trainers in the sense of what they do in the gym, what they do outside the gym to keep your ass motivated and keep you going. But now you got fighters that fight for their dad, and their dad let them, that's my son, let him have a couple of more steaks. And they let their ass blow up, and they sitting at 30, 40 pounds overweight. And they coming in, they can't make weight. Shit, your trainer, man, ain't no such thing as no nutritionist, man. Your mom or your wife or your girlfriend, that's your nutritionist. Just stop eating all that damn food. Stop eating, man. Back your ass up after a fight. You done made weight and you done won the fight, and now you celebrating too much. You drinking and you eating way too damn much. You 40, 50 pounds out of weight, and you about to have a fight in like 3 months. Now you got to get that weight off. You can't even train, and that's why you look like crap when you come in, because you can't train because all you doing is weight loss. And weight loss for any fighter shouldn't take more than a month. If it takes you more than a month, that means you did too much. That's all it takes you. 1 month to lose that weight because of your metabolism. You're already up there. That's all it takes, man. It's extra cardio for 1 month. Your weight, then you're down. Your weight should be down. And that's not even twice a day. That's only once a day. And the reason I know this is because my mouth don't just talk. I practice a lot of this stuff. And I used to use a lot of this stuff on myself to make sure that there just wasn't words. And I think the most I lost 33 pounds. I could have lost more. And I wasn't even overdoing it. I lost 33 pounds in 30 days. In 30 days, I lost 33 pounds. And that's not the great. And like I said, that was just seeing, okay, you can knock off 30 pounds in 1 month. That's it. And you can do it. That's right. And a lot of times, the best trainers were not great fighters. And a lot of times, the reason that's true at Harold Jones, a lot of times why that's true is that a lot of the best trainers or the great trainers weren't good boxers. Some of them were. Believe me. The ones that's on my list, some of them were. But the reason they weren't is because they seen more as a boxer than what they could do. It wasn't that they couldn't be great, but they just, their own training, you know what I mean? They should have been trained more because their mind was thinking they could do a lot more than what they could do. And they just couldn't do it. But they probably could have with certain skills. And a certain trainer, then they probably could have excelled and became even greater. But a lot of people, even if you're not a great boxer, a lot of times you're right. A lot of times what happens is a lot of people, you got to listen to people because they sit back and they feed you knowledge and stuff. And then you like, okay, that makes a whole lot of sense, man. And why didn't you fight for or do this or do that? Because circumstance a lot of times takes people out. They end up getting past their prime or something happens. It's just a lot of things happen, man. Promotion, a lot of stuff. Because there's fighters that never got a shot. Or the promotion or something like they put them in there with fighters they should never been in there with. And just like one of the great champs, Sugar Ray Seals, who should never been fighting Marvin Hagler at the time that he fought him. And he would have been a great champ. He still was great, but he would have been a real great champ if he hadn't had those fights. Because they wasn't looking at Marvin for what Marvin really was. You know what I mean? And then that trainer, let's think about it. If that had never happened, we can't change what happened. But if that had never happened, we might not be talking about Hagler the same way. We might be talking about Sugar Ray Seals. Or Sugar Ray Leonard. We might not be talking about him. We talking about Sugar Ray Seals. You see what I mean? And that happened. And that is not the only story. There's other stories. Yeah. And there we go. Harold Jones said at one time the trainer was the conditioning coach, and fighters used road work to get in condition. Said the rest was boxing training for skills. Yeah. A lot of times, well, sometimes your coach will do everything with you. Sometimes your trainer is your coach, and he's your conditioning trainer too. He could do everything. I don't care if he's riding the bike next to you. Get on that road with you. You running and he riding the bike. Let's go. You know what I mean? Because he wanted just as much as you. I can see what you're doing, son. Let's go. He on the bike. He's the one holding the heavy bag. He looking around that heavy bag, watching you. He ain't just holding the heavy bag. He's making sure your punches is right. Then he let go of the heavy bag, let you swing it around a little bit. Okay, you hit it like that. Okay, there you go. Okay, drop down with that. All right. But we're gonna get some, instructions in or something like that, or you know what I mean? Like I said, it's just we still new, man. Eagles Web still new, man. We're gonna put some stuff out, man. We're gonna get some other stuff, some other content besides, just it's not gonna just be the lives and stuff like that. But with my equipment issues, I gotta go and try to find out that we might have to change our whole format. Now, I really don't want to do that because I like our pages, man. You know what I mean? I like to have my troll smash up. I like to have my sheep and lions clothing. I like to have all that stuff up. To tell y'all what to do, web somebody up or something. I love to have that. I don't want to have to redo all this, man, and have to do it a different way. But if it's better for the stream, then we'll do it. You know what I mean? Because these streams is something else sometimes, man. They be dropping off 15 minutes of what I talked to y'all about. And somebody didn't get to see it, and they going back to listen, and it's all gone. Yeah. Yeah, but we done been at it for a while, man. Y'all know how we do it, man. A lot of times we go at it. You get in EagleswebbBoxing, it's like, dang, man, EaglesWeb be going, man. I can't get my words in edgewise. And I know a lot of times y'all might not want to hit that keyboard because you're listening. You're like, oh, he making a lot of sense right now. You know what I mean? I better chill on this comment and stuff. I don't want to get him off track to where he's talking about something else. I don't want to get him upset about something because I know he's going to roast the hell out of somebody, and what he was talking about was good already. But because I'm all about that action, baby. If we get them talking, that ain't going to do us no good, man. We get them talking. So if they shutting up and just shutting up in box, then we good. But if they all pretty and this and that, oh, I'm gorgeous, I'm this and that. Nah, shut your ass up. You ain't gorgeous and you ain't all that. Huh? And then we going to get on you. And once we get on you, that's it. We're going to have that neck stretched out. Yeah. But my Down to the Daughter came in. I appreciate everybody who came in. Down to the Daughter. Surf Flame. B&B Boxing. Massive Wealth. Appreciate Massive Wealth coming, for coming in. Of course, the champ. The champ Gil Coles here. Surf Flame came through. And other people done. And the rest of you that came through and you didn't drop down, you didn't comment and stuff like that, I appreciate you coming through on Eagles Web Boxing. A lot of people are out probably today because maybe they're keeping up with the news of what happened with Kobe. So maybe they're keeping up with that, and they don't want to miss nothing, because maybe he's one of their favorite athletes and stuff, and they miss him or something like that. They got certain ways that maybe they want to, salute them out, or grieve, or condolences and stuff like that. And for anything that happened to real people, man, you always get my condolences, man. If you real and what you represent is real, nothing but condolences and nothing but much respect for you and yours and your family. And that's the way that's the way that Eagles Web keep it, man. But y'all know what it is, man. Eagle Face, man. Eagles Web Boxing, man. Eagles Web. So what I do, I give my shout out to all the real people that I see. And my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. Nothing but blessings.